12th of June 2016, the government of the Republic of Zambia, through the Ministry of Gender, expressed concern at the increase in gender-based violence cases despite many attempts to combat the vice. Gender Minister Professor Nkanduluo indicated that there was an increase of 7.7% in GBV cases in the country, which she described as uninspiring. Professor Luo noted that what was worrying is that Zambia had the highest cases of GBV within the Southern African region. Professor Luo, however, said as a ministry they would not relent in bringing down the cases, and further disclosed that her ministry had come up with a number of programs to stop the vice. The gender minister said creating one-stop shops which offer awareness training on GBV had shown positive results, as perpetrators of GBV had, after receiving the training, been used to train other perpetrators and were therefore a powerful voice within their communities. Professor Luo stated that the setting up of the fast-track courts in certain parts of the country had also helped in speeding the handling of all matters related to GBV.
Gender-based violence is an act of pain that is inflicted on a male or female, whichever the case. It could be psychological, physical, sexual, or economic.
This is violence that is perpetrated by one gender or one sex against the other. So as far as we are concerned, gender-based violence has been with us since time immemorial. I think all of us found gender-based violence when we were born. It's just maybe the levels and the extent to which it was taking place, and maybe also the number of reports that we are receiving, or the number of reports that we are seeing in the communities.
We see almost on a daily basis, reports of gender-based violence, coming forth into the public domain, and the nature of violence itself takes, different faces, where in many cases we've seen lives being lost, and human dignity being brought to the fore, where then society is now beginning to think that in many situations, the gruesomeness with which gender-based violence is happening is leaving so many questions, than answers.
Gender-based violence is being recognized as a global problem, given the rampant trends of violence against women and girls in Zambia, which include battery, sexual abuse and exploitation, sexual cleansing, assault, and other forms of violence. The principal characteristics of gender-based violence is that it occurs against women precisely because of their gender. Gender-based violence involves power imbalances, where most often men are the perpetrators and women the victims. Justification for violence frequently are based on gender norms, that is, social norms about the proper roles and responsibilities of men and women. These cultural and social norms socialize males to be aggressive, powerful, unemotional, and controlling, and contribute to a societal acceptance of men as dominant.
Has several causes, but it must be realized that the issue of unequal power relations is a serious source of gender-based violence, that is between females and males.
Okay, first and foremost, one thing that can, comes to my mind almost immediately is the poverty situation, at many community levels. You find that poverty brings along with it the low socioeconomic status, and mainly impacting on women and children.
There are numerous causes of gender-based violence. They range from, sometimes women not submitting. Maybe a woman does not want to have, for instance, sex with the husband, and the husband gets infuriated and ends up causing harm to her.
According to the Jesuit Center for Theological Reflection, JCTR Zambian branch, if women and girls are to suffer less, then we need a new approach. Many factors contribute to gender-based violence, from literacy to wrong cultural beliefs. But in rural areas, one thing that comes out very clearly is that poverty is a critical part of the story. That is why JCTR has been advocating for economic, social and cultural rights to be incorporated in the Constitution, as this will help to curtail the problem to some extent.